Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation.
Sunny Hostin loses control after Feud with Sylvester Stallone goes public. Hollywood has always been a place where culture, creativity, and controversy collide. But when outspoken TV host Sunny Hostin clashes with legendary actor Sylvester Stallone, the drama reaches a whole new level. What might seem like a simple disagreement is actually a reflection of the deep cultural divide reshaping Hollywood today. From diversity programs to public criticism, this feud is more than celebrity drama. It's a glimpse into the entertainment industry's shifting priorities and the challenges it faces moving forward. For years, Hollywood has championed diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives aiming to create more representation across casting, storytelling, and workplace culture. These efforts were celebrated as steps toward a more inclusive industry. However, by 2025, the cracks in these initiatives are starting to show. Major studios like Disney and Warner Brothers are quietly scaling back their DEI programs, citing financial strain and audience backlash. While some view these rollbacks as necessary adjustments, others see them as a betrayal of the progress made in recent years. Among the most vocal critics is Sunny Hostin, who has used her platform on The View to condemn these changes. Sunny's frustration with Hollywood's shifting tides came to a head when she directed her criticism at Sylvester Stallone. Stallone, a symbol of the old guard of Hollywood, represents an era focused on storytelling and traditional values rather than cultural and political statements. His comments about Hollywood's evolving priorities weren't inflammatory, but they didn't align with Sunny's perspective. She labeled him outdated and accused him of being resistant to modern values. Reports even suggested that Sunny tried to block Stallone from appearing on The View, allegedly pressuring ABC executives to comply with her demands. This move didn't sit well with fans, or even some of Sunny's supporters. Social media erupted with accusations of hypocrisy, with critics pointing out that while Sunny calls for inclusivity and fairness, her alleged efforts to silence Stallone seemed more like censorship than advocacy. Stallone, on the other hand, responded with the quiet confidence that has defined his career. Rather than engaging in a public feud, he focused on his work and his fans, earning widespread praise for his dignified approach. Supporters of Stallone took to social media to defend him, calling him a class act and highlighting his decades-long career as proof of his legacy. Fans contrasted his calm demeanor with Sunny's confrontational style, with one Twitter user stating, "Stallone doesn't need to argue. His legacy speaks for itself." Others mocked the idea of anyone trying to cancel Rocky, emphasizing the absurdity of taking on a Hollywood icon. While Stallone's response earned him respect, Sunny faced mounting backlash. Her comments and alleged behind-the-scenes actions were criticized as divisive, with many accusing her of prioritizing personal grievances over constructive dialogue. Despite the criticism, Sunny doubled down, claiming her remarks were taken out of context, and insisting that she was simply holding Stallone accountable. However, this only fueled the controversy further, with critics pointing to her history of making polarizing statements on The View. Sunny's frustration isn't without merit. She sees the rollback of DEI initiatives as a step backward for Hollywood, a betrayal of commitments to representation and inclusion. For her, this fight is deeply personal, reflecting her broader concerns about the direction of the industry. But her approach, particularly in targeting Stallone, has drawn attention to the larger tensions at play in Hollywood. The clash between Sunny and Stallone is emblematic of a broader cultural divide. For years, studios embraced DEI programs as a way to address calls for greater representation. But as some of these projects failed to resonate with audiences, studios began reevaluating their priorities. Reports suggest that Disney alone spent millions on diversity-focused films and initiatives that underperformed financially, leading to significant losses. Now, studios are prioritizing financial stability over cultural statements, leaving advocates like Sunny feeling betrayed. Critics of DEI argue that forcing diversity into every project feels performative and risks alienating audiences. Supporters, however, see these programs as essential for creating a more inclusive industry. Companies like Disney find themselves caught in the middle, trying to balance financial viability with cultural relevance. This tug-of-war has created a perfect storm of tension, with fans, creators, and executives grappling with what Hollywood's future should look like. Figures like Stallone represent a different perspective. For him, Hollywood should focus on storytelling without being weighed down by political or social agendas. His refusal to engage in the feud with Sunny highlighted his belief in letting his work speak for itself. This approach resonated with fans who feel fatigued by the constant cultural battles playing out in the entertainment world. The debate is far from over. As studios continue to scale back on DEI programs, they risk alienating audiences who want to see greater representation. At the same time, they face backlash from fans who view these efforts as forced and performative. The question now is whether Hollywood can find a middle ground that satisfies both sides, or if the cultural divide will only deepen. Sunny Hostin's clash with Sylvester Stallone is just one example of the larger tensions playing out in the industry. It's a snapshot of a Hollywood in transition, struggling to navigate the complexities of representation, profitability, and audience expectations. The outcome of these debates will shape the future of entertainment, determining whether Hollywood can evolve or remain stuck in its cultural battles. What this feud reveals is that Hollywood's identity crisis is far from resolved. As the industry continues to grapple with these challenges, figures like Stallone and Sunny represent two sides of the same coin, one rooted in tradition, the other advocating for change. Both perspectives have merit, but finding a way to bridge the gap is the real challenge. This story is a reminder that Hollywood's evolution is ongoing, and that the debates shaping the industry are as complex as the stories it tells. Whether you're Team Stallone or Team Sunny, one thing is clear: these conversations aren't going away anytime soon. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications. Stay tuned for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest controversies and the cultural shifts reshaping the industry. This is just the beginning of a much larger story.